Hasan, why does the majority of YouTube and Twitch not like you? I think it's more so the channels that you see. That's just what it is. And it is overwhelming. There's an overwhelming amount. There's like an entire industry designed around never really revealing what your politics are, but actively just like hitting left. And it does have the capacity to cook your algo because there's so much. There's just so much of that kind of content, and I think that's why you see a lot of people. That's why you see a lot of people entertain this kind of shit, and especially on like the apolitical side of Twitch and the apolitical side of YouTube, like the slop tubers and whatnot. They just constantly do this thing where they are, they're just trying to find whatever they can, trying to grab on to whatever they can and turn into drama. Someone with like an actual political vision, but it's okay. It is what it is. It happens. This is years and years of being presented as like the person that represents liberalism, socialism, communism, the Democratic Party, in the eyes of so many people. And when you're, one of the biggest, unfortunately, this is just always going to happen. It is what it is. Especially at a time like, what did you guys think was going to happen? I mean, we talk about how like right wing the internet is, and how right wing a lot of male spaces are, right? And obviously, a byproduct of that is going to be an endless faucet of misinformation and an endless line of attack where people where people basically stake out their political positions without actually saying what their political positions are. And it's actually one of the best ways to do it is attack someone who is a representative of like the Democratic Party, liberalism, socialism, communism, all of that, by just being like, focusing on the drama revolving around that sort of shit, Shows you how your haters twist your words. Yeah. I try to stray away from that, from entertaining that shit to the best of my ability, because like I think it does get in the way of trying to do the coverage that I want to do. And if you're constantly on a defensive posture, people are just gonna be like, yeah, dude, you suck. You're always on your fucking drama shit. Fuck you, this is boring. So we just keep pushing. That is what it is. And the best you can expect is, people coming to their own conclusions by actually coming in and watching instead of just like only getting the fuck Hasan content. And I think for the thousands that see, for every 1,000 person that sees the fuck Hasan content, there's like a couple hundred that actually come in here and see for themselves whether or not this is real. And basically that's how we bring new people into this community. Yeah. But ultimately, just like Donald Trump can't out yap people's pockets hurting, I think a lot of the content creators in this orbit can't actually keep presenting someone like myself as like the primary villain that they have, while the entire world is falling apart. You know what I mean? While Donald Trump is just like destroying everything. So we just keep doing what we do. It's like I see it almost in the same vein as like having to campaign every single day. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Like I have a positive vision for a better future, and I will continue staying the course and continue talking about how we achieve that no matter what happens. And people that don't like it, instead of addressing why that positive vision is bad, they will just continue to clip me out of context, continue to fucking create absolutely ridiculous narratives. At the end of the day, those who are at least like somewhat charitable or somewhat curious to see what this is about will come in. And I hate Hasan just to enjoy both sides content. Like, see, this is what I mean. You don't have to time this guy out. Nobody new here, man. Trump is destroying America. Boo hoo, they clip me. Dave Porkboy, Dave. Like, this is what I mean. Like, this guy, this guy's in here, right? Like he's annoyed. He has his own personal perspective, and he's still watching. You know what I mean? And he will continue to watch. And eventually, we will arrive at like a reasonable conclusion. Don't call him a fucking loser either. I mean, it is loser behavior, but like, but that's what I mean. There are a lot of people who do that, and then eventually go, you know what? I actually do fucking like what this guy is about. Maybe he's not that big of a piece of shit. Now, for this guy, I mean, he's probably been in here for a long enough timeline that he should have probably realized at a certain point. But you know, there's a lot of people who just are also trolling. You have to remember, a lot of people. For a lot of people who are like following politics, it's basically just like team sport or drama for them. They don't think about like the material impact of political decisions and only bring up the material impact of like elections and election outcomes. For example, when it comes to like getting an own off, firing off like a quick quippy own on someone who they have designed as their ideological opponent, or potentially someone who they think is a bad person for one reason or another. There are also a lot of people that are incredibly skeptical of everyone because they've been hurt. You know, they've been hurt quite a bit. And for that reason, they just can't get themselves to believe that someone could be honest about their ambition. And it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do, baby. That's why you always will see when big major events are happening and people are actually tuning in to find out what the fuck's going on. And they arrive at like a take that I've had for years, right? For years and years. For years and years, they'll be like, oh, extremely rare HasanAbi take. You know? Maybe it's because I've been outside for so long this past week that I am a beacon of positivity. And I have a lot more time and a lot more investment in trying to have like normal conversations with people, even people who disagree with me. Even if people obviously betray that notion, because it's just impossible. It's just totally and utterly impossible to have those sorts of conversations. But in my experience, the best possible way to do it is in person.